That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Weird interruption, man. All right, come on, sit on down, sit on down. Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. Welcome to the Me and D
Pops and Son.
podcast.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. Today is March 23rd. Yes, March 23rd, Sunday,
23rd.
2025. We thank you so much for listening to us. How those brackets holding up? And then we'll get into our usual. I don't do them, so mine didn't break. My brackets don't break.
Ditto. I stopped doing them probably after last year. I didn't even waste my time. I'm just going to watch the games.
Just watch and enjoy.
Just watch and enjoy. Don't have to worry about taking the time out to do them. This and that and this.
Get
I'm
upset.
all good. Right.
Yep.
I'm all good. Because most of the time, it's usually someone who don't even watch basketball who get a near perfect bracket.
Right.
They never even watched it.
Don't even know the teams. They go by the colors. Or the name sounds cute.
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, my friend went to they went to Tennessee. So
Mount St. Mary's.
Right. Nah.
Well, where is Mount St. Mary's? Tell me, and we'll both know.
You let me know.
Right.
Nah.
Now, the only downside for us on the men's side is our St. John's team got bounced on Saturday. John Calipari's Arkansas Razorbacks, who barely got into the tournament, they're moving on to the Sweet 16.
Making a splash,
as he always does. Let me ask you this, D. One question I had, and I hear this debate a lot. How long do you want a Cinderella team to play? Do you want them to get to the Sweet 16? You want them to get to the Elite 8? You want them to do like Butler years ago and challenge Duke in the title game? I guess I want to see him the first weekend, and then I'm good after that. I want to see the main teams.
If they actually can compete and actually do some upsets, like what was that? Loyola, Chicago,
Marymount,
and they made it all the way to the Final Four, but then it got bounced out. I think that's
Owls a couple years back.
I'm thinking probably around that Final Four. You get that Cinderella team. That's people been rooting for. That adds to the build up. You're like, oh, look at this Cinderella team all the way to the Final Four. Don't want to see them in the championship.
No, you don't.
That's when the Cinderella team. That's when that ends. That's when
the slipper falls off.
Both slippers then fell off.
The carriage turns into a pumpkin.
It's all we're back to the norm because at the championship team, that's usually the better teams, and that the best team will definitely make its name known at that time. So yeah, probably around that Final Four at the most. Not in that championship because we already know the end results. You know,
and you know it's gonna be a beat down.
Man, it's gonna be a beat
proportion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Teams already in the Sweet 16. Arkansas, as we mentioned, advances. Purdue, Michigan, Texas Tech, Auburn, BYU, which is a surprise to me.
Yeah, me too.
Houston and Tennessee, and then top seeds Florida and Duke will each play today. And we'll see if all four number ones will advance this year. Like I said before, BYU, the surprise for me, got by Wisconsin, and they move on. We'll do our usual rest in peace. Two-time heavyweight champion and entrepreneur George Foreman passed away.
Rest in peace, George
Rest
Foreman.
in peace, Big George passed away at the age of 76. Former St. Louis sportscaster, I don't know if you saw this, Brian McKenna, was hit by a car early Saturday morning.
Oh, man.
Passed away at the age of 61.
So sad.
Wrestler Vince Steele died in the ring last week. Didn't know much about him. He was on one of those, what do you call those different circuits, the wrestling circuits.
Like a TNA or?
It was like the BCW. It was somewhere out east.
Okay.
He was actually in the ring and had a cardiac arrest event and passed away. Honduran musician Aurelio Martinez died in a plane crash with 11 others. Formula One owner Eddie Jordan passed away. New York Jets former wide receiver Derek Gaffney Youngbloods frontman Jesse Colin Young passed away, and actress Carol D'Andrea passed all last week. And of course, rest in peace to my cousin Russell Jones Sr.
Absolutely.
We just came back celebrating his life last night. We just got back last night down in Memphis. Rest in peace, cousin Russell Jones Sr. So those are our rest in peace birthdays today on the 23rd. One of my favorite players got crazy handles. Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
Celebrates a birthday today. Maurice Jones-Drew,
Nice
former NFL player. Tony Pena Jr., former baseball player, as well as Mark Burley, former baseball player. Nolan Baumgartner, NHL defenseman, celebrates a birthday. Jason Kidd, Jason Kidd, Hall of Fame player, now a coach for the Dallas Mavericks, celebrates a birthday. Joe Calzaghe, I just watched a fight of his the other day. I don't know if you know this, Steve, but in the sports section of our TV streaming package, there's a HBO boxing. They show all the good old matches.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, good way to catch up. I just watched a match of his, Joe Calzaghe. He's a unified former super middleweight champion back in 2007. Celebrates a birthday. Moses Malone would have celebrated a birthday. He did pass away, but I just wanted to acknowledge him.
Okay.
And UConn coach, Hall of Fame coach, Gino Auriemma celebrates a birthday. So happy birthday, Gino. And in a little bit of history, March 23rd, in 2023, Harry Kane overtakes Wayne Rooney to become England's all-time greatest goal scorer in a 2-1 victory over Italy with his 54th goal.
Okay.
In 2022, after 114 consecutive weeks as the world's #1 female tennis player, 25-year-old Australian Ash Barty, she just up and retired, said that she had done all that she wanted to do in the sport, and she just walked away.
Walked
away at the age of 25, very young. In 2000, Joe Sakic records his 400th career goal and becomes Quebec Nordique's all-time leading scorer. In 1994, Wayne Gretzky sets his NHL record 802nd goal, let's say 100, 802nd goal. And in 1991, Sergei Bubka pole vaults breaks the world indoor record. 1984, figure skating champion Scott Hamilton wins. And finally, in 1979, Larry Holmes TKOs Osvaldo Ocasio in round 7 to win the heavyweight boxing championship. So those are our rest in peace events and some birthdays on the 23rd, which is today.
Dang, March 23rd.
March 23rd. D, this is a segment called There's Only So Many. So of the 32 football teams, the 30 NBA teams, and the 30 MLB teams, which would you not want to coach for or manage?
This was
a little different twist on things.
A little different twist on things. So
because there's only so many.
There's only so many. So for the NFL, a team that I would much rather not take the coaching job or manage is the New York Jets. For the New York team. Along with some complimentary mentions, Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just feel like those teams, they don't put enough emphasis on actually winning. They don't do anything. They don't make any splashes of getting picks there and getting a coach in there or keeping a coach there for one. They seem like they always recycle coaches. The front organization always seems they don't really spend their money well and put money, either they're cheap or they don't put they're too gun-ho, or their talent advisors they're not advising the right talent. So I feel like, but number one would be the New York Jets for the NFL, because I just feel like as long as they've been around, they've never been relevant in the playoffs. They haven't been relevant in the Super Bowl since all the way back in Joe Namath. That should go to tell you something, that whoever's in your front office or GM or whatever, the owner, they're not putting the right pieces to actually contend for a championship and for a title. So yeah, for the NFL, the Jets, the New York Jets.
For me, for the NFL, and this may surprise some folks, The Dallas Cowboys. As long
Mm.
as Jerry Jones is alive, I don't want anything to do with that
You ain't effing with it.
franchise. Yeah, they spend money. They don't spend money the right way. They
Right.
overspend a lot of times for players they could have signed a year, 2 years prior and had some money to allocate somewhere else. That's my NFL team. Who for the MLB would you not want to manage or coach for?
The MLB, I don't know. It was between two teams, the Oakland A's and the New York Mets.
Okay.
Probably the same reasons. In New York, yes, it's a bigger market, but we know who runs the show. Now, the Mets have gotten better here lately, but the Yankees are the focal point as far as New York. And for being the Mets, you're still in New York, so you get the criticisms like you're that team, but you're not that team.
You're the redhead stepchild
Yeah,
in New
you're the
York.
redhead stepchild, but you got people in your face as far as like the exposure. You're always exposed to that, but usually it's negative. You're in a negative light. I said the Oakland A's because I do like their uniforms, their swagger, but they don't really produce winning seasons. I just feel like, yeah, they don't really produce as far as enough success for me. So I still feel like they have a lot more growing to do, getting players there, filling out the stands, making it a worthwhile game, get some attraction there to where you can actually have some winning seasons. So, yeah, it's either between the Mets or the Oakland A's.
For me, it is the Oakland A's just because they're a team with no home. Right now,
Yeah,
you're playing in Sacramento in a minor league stadium. You had a stadium to play in. I get the fact that Oakland, the leadership in the city, didn't want to build you a stadium. So, as the owner, you threatened to move it to Las Vegas, but you don't have a stadium there. Think of this as a major league ball player. You elevate to the highest ranks, but you're going to be playing in a minor league facility for half of your games. That's crazy. I mean, that just the fact that
wow.
MLB leadership, and I think I broke them down for this last year. Why would you even allow it? Why would you even allow one of your major league teams to be playing
Mm-hmm.
half their games in a minor league stadium? You're operating a major league team as if it's a minor league
Right.
team.
And they ain't
So
operating
I
it
get
right.
it, D. Yeah, Oakland for me as well. And then wrapping this up, NBA, who would you not want to coach or manage for?
Coach or manage for, I said the New Orleans Pelicans. Just on the
I
the
thought
pre-
about them.
just on the premise because I don't really know if it's just the color wave. I'm not really messing with the color scheme. I'm not really messing with the mascot as far as a pelican. Don't really sound too appealing. And then also it's a younger team because they previously were, I think, was it the New Orleans? Were they Hornets?
Then
When
when they
Chris
moved from
Paul?
Charlotte,
Yeah, when they moved
yeah,
from when Chris Paul was there.
yeah.
But it's just one of those things. They don't really budget. They don't put a lot of money into it. It's just one of those forgotten teams to where they don't get a lot of exposure. You're not getting players there. Even with the picks they have, it doesn't seem like they're getting a lot of success and a lot of just like there's no excitement about. Ooh, I want to go see a Pelicans game. And like even if
Mm-hmm.
it's not your team, there's still some organizations. There's still some franchises you're like, oh, I'll go see a Bulls game or I'll go see a Lakers game or you'll still go see them play. But at any time, even if I'm in New Orleans, I probably would not even drop by to go see a Pelicans game.
I'm with you on that. That's a team. If, like you say, if we're New Orleans, unless say the Warriors are coming to
Right.
town
It's
or the
somebody who's
Lakers,
playing
we can
them.
see LeBron or we can see another top team. But yeah, that's not a team I would actively go see play. And for me, it's the Washington Wizards.
I was gonna say them too. I was gonna say them too.
When have they been relevant? Other
Man.
after Michael Jordan left, I think he took everything with him. They were a hot team in the 70s when they were the Bullets. They had to change that name because all the crime in DC.
Yeah, it
So,
might have been that on par.
right, they took the guns, the bullets, and they took
Right.
everything else with them.
Ammo.
So for me, it's the Washington Wizards. I wouldn't spend a dime to watch them. And if I was an upcoming coach, if they called me, I wouldn't even take the call. I'd tell my agent, no, let's keep looking for another job. I'll stay where I'm at because that's just not a franchise I want to be associated with. All right, son, moving on. Whose turn to treat for some Skyline chili?
Man.
Jamar
Skyline.
Chase or T. Higgins? You know, we try to get
Skyline
Skyline
Chili,
Chili in the
man.
mix anytime we can.
Man, anytime we can, they need to go ahead and sponsor you
They do
because
need the sponsors. I guess I
we be
shouldn't bash how nasty it tastes if I
man
want that
that
sponsorship.
nasty
That's
chili,
some nasty chili. But Jamar Chase and T. Higgins both
man,
got paid last week, and we
got
always
paid.
clown Cincinnati Bengals for not paying their players. Well, Jamar Chase got a 4-year deal. Now, there's some man. I was looking at the language. I didn't know there's a such thing, and that falls under. Did you know it was a thing? They have workout bonuses. They get paid to work out, like
Oh
$100,000
man,
to work per year just to show up for certain workouts.
man.
Yeah, they have so many incentives, but just to break it down, it's 4 years. The big number that everybody looks at is 161 million, but the main number for me always is guaranteed money. He got 73.9 million just when he signed the deal.
Guaranteed.
And then for T. Higgins, he got a 4-year deal as well. The big number for me, he got 30 million the minute he signed it.
Okay.
One got 73, almost 74 million. The other one got 30 million. I want to know, damn fellas, when me and D come to town, who's treating for some of that nasty ass Skyline
who's treating for
chili?
that Skyline chili? Because if you getting paid just for the workouts, I like that in the contract. Shoot, I'll be there every workout.
Man, they have roster incentives. If you play X amount of game, that's another couple million. It's so laden with incentives. So, like I said, you have to actually look at what's going to be guaranteed. What's going into the bank right now?
Right. What can I deposit? How much can I withdraw right now? Like,
can I take it all out and put it in this bank?
Parents need to know.
How many mattresses do I need to stuff this money up under?
Man, for real. But I'm glad they did that because it makes sense. You had to. If you want to compete, especially, I mean, without those two guys, especially with the rapport they got you got your quarterback.
And that's the other thing. And you want to keep him happy.
Exactly. You want to keep you got to keep him happy. Now you got to build on keeping him upright. So boost that offensive line. He be getting hit way too much. He be getting sacked way too much for my liking, especially if you want him to be,
especially
longevity.
For being a top tier quarterback.
Dude, Joe Burrow, man, he is on. He is the real deal. He can handle the pressure. He is your guy. He is your quarterback. You got the weapons, especially with the poise with them. They're going to be battling, and you keep it consistent. You don't keep changing X, Y, Z. You don't keep the same quarterback and change the receivers or keep a receiver and then they'll get a different receiver. And now you got to build the timing and stuff like that. No, this is a recipe that's already worked. You got to the Super Bowl with these players. Now just keep these same players and build around them, and hopefully they can stay healthy. But that was real good for Cincinnati, especially like we were saying, how they are cheap. They don't like to spend money. Well, I guess all those years of clipping coupons, they had a little extra to sign these players. So good for them.
Good for them. And I like it for Joe. I like it for those two. Yeah, I'm glad you got your bag. I'm glad you didn't have to go elsewhere. But their problem last year wasn't the offense. It was the defense.
Oh, yeah, they couldn't stop nobody.
I would have taken care of Trey Hendrickson. I tell these fellas, look, you're going to get yours. Just sit tight. Before the draft, we're going to have a deal in place for both of you. But we got to get that defense rectified. And if they watch the film like the rest of us, they see where they struggled was on the defensive side of the ball. What are they going to do if Hendrickson gets away? That's one big piece. Yeah. Your main quarterback sacker. Yeah, you're going to have to put some money into that defense if you really want to win. But I'm happy for them. And we know when we come to town, who's treating
for that Skyline Chili. That Skyline Chili, for real, because I'm not paying for it.
I'm not paying. But D, if they get me there, I'm not paying. Yeah, anyway. Moving on to a little college basketball. We talked about the tournament briefly, but the men's and women's first team All-Americans, I want to acknowledge some of these folks because most of them are still playing. First team on the men's side, you got Cooper Flagg from Duke. Mm-hmm. He's probably going to be your player of the year and more than likely the number one draft choice in the upcoming NBA draft. Cooper Flagg, 6'9" freshman, 18.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 4.1 assists. And he got 61 of 61 first place votes.
Damn.
For the first team All-American. Johnny Broome from Auburn, he's still in it.
Broome.
5th-year player, 18.9 points per game. Braden Smith from Purdue, 6-foot junior, averaged 16.1 points. And then Mark Sears out of Alabama, 6'1", fifth-year player. He averaged 18.7 points per game. And then Walter Clayton Jr., 6'2", senior, 17.5 points. On the women's side, our adopted team and one of our favorite people and players, Juju from USC.
Loving basketball.
Sophomore, 24.6 points per game.
Damn.
Girl is outstanding. Paige Beckers out of UConn. She is a senior. She will be in the WNBA next season. She averaged 19 points a game. Lauren Betts, big junior from UCLA, 19.6 points. Hannah Hidalgo, Notre Dame, sophomore, 24.2 points. And then Madison Booker out of Texas. She is a sophomore. 16.2 points per game. Those are your first team All-American players. Congratulations to them. The wild and the weird.
The wild and the weird.
D, this one is very wild. It's very weird. I'm still trying to figure this one out.
Oh.
Woman found with a dead man on top of her. That's never good.
That's never good.
This comes out of one of our cities where we have people. Livingston County, Michigan, which is in Detroit.
Detroit.
A woman in Michigan was arrested after police allegedly found her in bed with a dead man on top of her. According to a statement from the Green Oak Charter Township Police Department, officers responded at around 11:13 a.m. to report of a possible death at a mobile home community. Of course it would be.
Damn, not the mobile home.
Not the mobile home community. When officers arrived, they found a woman in bed with an obviously deceased male on top of her. After the initial investigation, it was determined this was a homicide, authorities wrote. Police said that the victim was struck several times with blunt force in the head and stabbed several times in the chest and neck. The woman and the victim had been in a long-term relationship and living at the home with their son, who was unharmed, according to authorities. The woman was taken to a hospital for evaluation while in custody.
But the body was on top of her?
I guess she killed him and just laid there.
Well, so she killed him.
Yeah.
Allegedly. What it sounds like to me, probably very toxic relationship.
Man.
Very toxic relationship. She got tired of him, hit him with something several times, and stabbed him. But why you gotta lay under him?
And just laid there.
And just laid there. That's the whole point. I'm not getting.
Right.
Why you just let that? Why?
I guess she was finally at peace. I can rest now.
She said, ooh, that snoring was killing me. I probably get some sleep.
I can finally rest now.
Oh my gosh. She been threatening it for a while. You keep snoring, I'm gonna kill you.
You know I'm gonna kill you. Keep treating me like that, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah.
Man, he in there sleep. Dang, on top of her.
But on top of her.
Yeah, that's the wild and the weird part.
That's the wild and the weird part. I get
why he just on top of her and you just laid there.
And then did the son find her and call the police?
Right. And
who actually discovered that? Damn. Hey, mom, you seen dad? Yeah, he's on top of me. Huh? Call the police. Call 911. That's just a wild and weird story, D.
Very wild and weird.
That's the part that I still was struggling with, and when I kept reading it over and over, I'm like, is there a piece that I'm missing in this? And this is all that was reported. How did you get on top of her? And then why did, like you said, to your point, why did you just stay there?
Is that B-Rabbit Mama? This sounds like a deleted scene from 8 Mile. This is very Trailer Park-ish.
Very 8 Mile-ish.
Very 8 Mile-ish. Very 8 Mile-ish for sure.
Shout out to Eminem.
Shout out to M. Marshall Mathers. But not. That's a very wild and weird story. I just want to know why she was just. Because obviously you killed him, so you would think
you definitely killed him. You couldn't deny that one. Got blood on your hand,
Right.
all that. But why did you not get up? Like you said, I'm at peace. I can rest now.
Peace. I guess she.
They couldn't put this one on Oreo.
Man, nah, they couldn't put this on the dog.
Oreo,
Like,
I'll shoot you.
Man,
I'm not gonna cut you.
Oreo said, "Y'all gonna quit blaming me. Y'all gonna quit bringing my name up. I am not.
I'm already accused of one shooting.
We already know what happened. And then now you just laying on top of me. You just got a deceased body laying on top of you.
On top of you.
Nasty. Wild, weird, and nasty.
Wow.
Egregious.
Wild, weird, and unsanitary.
Right. Wild, the wild, and the weird, and the unsanitary. It just sounds, you just got a dead body decaying on you. Yeah. That's wild.
And that's weird.
And that is weird.
All right, that's a good one. It's not a sandwich.
It's not a panini.
It's not a taco.
It's not a burrito.
It's not a pizza. It's a wrap. It's a good wrap. This one came in and went without much fanfare. Unrivaled's first season, the 3-on-3 basketball league. It was a success, but it is over. First season is over. The Rose defeated the Vinyl 62-54 in the championship game played March 17th, last Monday night. That's it. The first season is over.
Who's the owner of that?
Okay, remember that's the league with Paige Beckers is one of the owners, but
okay.
Was it Sabrina was one of the owners?
Okay, I forgot. Dang. So that was they did the pilot, and that was the season finale.
Right.
So that one.
They played from January to March, and they were playing on like a True TV. I think there were some games on ESPN.
Okay.
They had some good sponsorship. They had some, but it wasn't publicized very well.
Yeah, the publicity. Whoever's doing the marketing team.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're doing, because honestly, I didn't tune into one game.
I didn't either. I didn't even know. I saw one. I passed by it, and I said, "Well, they'll be playing for a while. I'll come back to them at some point in the season." Before you know it, season was over. To give you a rundown of the Rose roster, who were the winners: Brittany Sykes, Azura Stevens, Kalea Copper, Angel Reese, Lexi Hall, and Chelsea Gray. They took home the championship. The Vinyl team was led by Ryan Howard, Aaliyah Boston, Ray Burrell, Arike Agumbawale, Jordan Canada, and Dearica Hamby. Those were the players that participated for those two teams. The Vinyl, coached by legendary Teresa Weatherspoon. Okay, so they got some names. We reported it when they were first.
Yeah, I
remember
it was first announced. Yeah, I remember reporting it.
So it's co-founded by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. And then it's a player-owned league offering equity opportunities for the participating players. Yeah. And then let's see.
Hey, should we get some stake in that? Some equity in that?
We should.
I mean, we got to help with the marketing a little bit. Something got to change.
They need to be out there a little bit more. League president is Alex Bazell. That's Nafisa Collier's husband. Let's see. The league raised $35 million in funding when they got started. Some of the investors: Alex Morgan, the soccer player, a former soccer player, Carmelo Anthony, Gino Auriemma, Maura Forbes, Tyus and Trey Jones.
Man, they got some backing.
Ashton Kutcher, John Skipper, who used to be he still might be with ESPN. He was a longtime leader of ESPN. Other investors: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Michael Phelps, Coco Gauff, Don Staley, and Juju Watkins.
Dang, it ain't enough percentage to go around. Shoot. Everyone got a little stake in that.
Everybody's got a little stake, and I guess it's not gonna be enough for me and you to get into.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I would definitely work on the marketing. Shoot, try to get a little more hype around it. I don't know that they can drop some more commercials.
They definitely need to get more exposure, hopefully by us doing a little bit that we're doing. will help people when it
Know
comes up
that's on the
next
map.
year.
Yep. To look out for it.
Just know in January there's going to be some women's basketball 3-on-3. I thought the unique thing about it was 3-on-3 playing full court. That's different. You got to be in some real good shape. Yeah, it's full court. Yeah,
that is shape
yeah.
because
And you're only looking at about 6 to 8 players per team, so you're running some minutes.
Oh, you playing?
Right.
No,
right.
you playing. I play. Shoot, I'm playing half court the other day, and I got winded out the mug. So I can only I can get my cardio up. I can only imagine 3-on-3 full court.
Gotta get that cardio.
Gotta get that cardio.
Moving on to some NBA, the rankings did not change a whole lot week over week. Cleveland Cavaliers are still number 1. OKC Thunder, they're still second. Boston is third for the probably third, fourth week in a row. A new team that had jumped up, but they're struggling lately. Golden State had moved into the 4th spot, and then the Lakers had dropped to 5th. Injuries to Steph. Now he's got a pelvic contusion.
Man, he took a hard fall.
Yeah, he's going to be out for the next week or two. And then LeBron, if I'm not mistaken, is still out with that groin injury.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
So it's going to be some shakeup in the Western Conference. I know the Warriors are trying to solidify that 6th spot, and the Lakers are trying to hang on to that 4th, 5th spot as well. But again, like I say, both teams are struggling without their leaders. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens down the stretch. And we'll be talking more about this on our new upcoming podcast, Outside the NBA.
Outside the NBA.
Yeah, we'll release our first one next week, and looking forward to that. Looking forward to some good in-depth conversations, some who you gots, and all the whatnots.
All the whatnots.
The whatnots and the who you gots. And then the MVP race, it's a dead heat depending on who you talk to, what website, what publication you subscribe to. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander seemed like he had a hold on it, but Nikola Jokic is making a late charge. When in doubt, I go to the odds makers, and Vegas still has Shai Gilgeous slightly ahead of Nikola Jokic to win the MVP award this year. So we shall see with only a few weeks left before we get to the playoffs. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of good basketball. Like I say, we'll be here to talk about it. Alex Ovechkin in the NHL, he's still climbing closer to Wayne Gretzky. But as of this moment, as of this recording, he's still 7 away. So if I remember right, I think there was 12, 13 games left. He may get it this season, or it may be early next season before he breaks the record for Wayne Gretzky, most goals scored. So we'll keep an eye on that. A little something on the side. Last week, I don't know if you saw this, D, the NBA champion Boston Celtics were sold for a record $6.1 billion. A group led by Symphony Technology Group managing partner William Chisholm has agreed to purchase the Celtics for at least $6.1 billion, which would make the sale the richest in U.S. major pro sports history. That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's a lot of bread.
That's a lot of bread, a lot of meat, and a lot of cheese.
A lot of meat and cheese. Dang.
$6.1 billion. And I didn't think the Celtics, I didn't know the valuation for them, but that's pretty damn good.
I guess all those championships.
But that just goes to show you, D, what a franchise is worth these days.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them are worth at least $1 billion or $2 billion. Even if you go, like you say, the Oakland A's or the Washington Wizards, or the Jets, the teams that aren't good, they're still worth a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, they still got a lot. It's still a lot of money going through there, especially keeping that money going. So, yeah, the franchises, man, they got some bank. But, yeah, the Boston Celtics, yeah, that is a lot of bread, especially with all the history, all those championships, all the exposure they get to as well. And that's a marquee franchise. But, man, unreal amount of money, though, that you really don't even think about.
No, it's not play money.
No, it's not play money. That's stay money. It's hey money.
All right, son. Time for our juicy news.
Get you at the juicy news. Powered by Excess Energy Drinks. Yes, sir. You know I keep the excess.
Make sure you hit Sonny Boy up for those
Please
drinks.
do for those
They are
drinks.
outstanding.
Yep, especially in these early mornings. We switching it up. We recording early morning. Most people do coffee, tea, and that. Get you a little water and get you an excess.
Get your excess. Get
More
the blood
performance.
flowing. Get
Get the
things
blood
pumping.
flowing. Healthy alternative for an energy drink. More natural vitamins in there. But yeah, get your excess.
Cause it's time for that juicy news. Cause if you don't know, now you
you
know.
know.
Young brother, young sister, young player, Dwight Howard, P. Diddy, Porter family, Cheetah. All right, son.
That juicy news, because if you don't know,
Now you know.
Okay, UMG, the Universal Music Group, has filed a motion to dismiss Drake's defamation of lawsuit over the song "Not Like Us," arguing that he willingly engaged in the rap battle, which widely was considered a loss. So pretty much, Universal Music Group is dismissing the motion, saying like, "Man, you were a willing participant. You can't sue us for releasing the song because of the battle, and it wasn't defamation of character because it was a battle that you willingly participated in. You didn't have to. You could have. If you would have filed the motions because he went at you before on a feature, and then you went back at him. Then he started releasing, and then you couldn't keep up with the demand. Then he drops "Not Like Us," and then pretty much took you out the game, and that's when you got in your feelings. Said
now you need a hug.
Now you need a hug. Now you need a hug. He
That
said
song cracks me up.
give me a hug.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
Give me a hug.
I miss you.
No. It said instead of accepting the loss like the unbothered rap artists have often claimed to be, he has sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to salvage his wounds. Said in spring of 2024, the two most popular artists in the world engaged into a rap battle. Drake encouraged the feud. For example, when he felt like Lamar was taking too long to respond, Drake released a second record, Tailor Made, in which he goaded Lamar to continue the public rap battle. So they're pretty much saying it's not defamation of character. Also, they threw Drake under the bus for the motion because they said they brought up the case of Millie Bobby Brown. She's a younger celebrity in which her and Drake, I guess, not had a relationship, but they were close. But he mentioned that he was texting her while she was still a minor. So that's what the whole A minor, because
You're
that's what Drake
probably
was
a
doing.
minor.
So pretty much what Kendrick was speaking on, saying about, and she's probably a minor.
Saying it's true.
Public record. You know what I'm saying? You yourself said that you used to text Millie Bobby Brown, who was a minor at the time, and there was rumors around that. So that's something was already out there. It wasn't something he just brought up on himself. He brought those records to the forefront. So pretty much they're saying like, bro, you lost.
You don't have a leg to stand on, basically.
It's not defamation of character. It's actually there's some validity to it and something to stand on. It was public record. You just got salty that the pretty much one of the biggest diss songs of the year was at your expense.
Man.
Yeah, Drake. It doesn't look like you. Not only it doesn't look like you're gonna get any. You're not gonna get any payback, or you're not gonna get any revenge, because it was a battle that you feuded as well. Like you didn't have to fall into it.
You participated in it. Yeah.
And got your ass whooped.
Hey Drake, ain't you tired?
I didn't write the chord and pay a minor. But that's the juicy news, because it doesn't look like that defamation case is gonna go anywhere.
It looks like Drake's just losing all the way around then.
All the way around.
He needs a hug. Give me a hug. I miss you. All right, so good juicy news. Now it's time for our pops, flops, and props.
Pops and props.
Oh, those pops, flops, and props. Who you popping?
Pops, flops, and props. Pops is gonna go to, man. The March Madness has been great, man.
It has.
It has been a lot of great games. Got some good upsets. A lot of teams you didn't think were gonna do well and did well. But the quality of basketball, what I really like about the tournament style is just at the collegiate level, man, the players still run plays. They still listen to their coach. No one
He
person
can
is just
yell at you. You don't get all
yeah, you don't
upset.
get all upset. He's actually the coach can actually be a coach and construct where it needs to be constructed. The players actually run plays, they run screens, they actually go all out, and you see the passion and the emotion of each team of just like, man, this is we got one shot, we got one game, and we're gonna focus on this game and then the next one. So I love this time of the year, but yeah, Big Pops, March Madness has not disappointed.
It has not. My Pops D is going to go to the Minnesota Vikings for deciding that quarterback Aaron Rodgers, at least for right now, is not a good fit for their team and for what they're trying to do in 2025. We talked about it before with the AM and the PM. You got a quarterback on a rookie deal coming off of an injury. You're trying to build pieces around him. So you don't need a veteran slowing down the momentum and actually, I guess, setting back JJ McCarthy, stunting his growth is what I'm trying to say. Stick to the script. You let the other veteran quarterbacks go. You let Sam Darnold walk, who led you to a 14-3 record. You let Daniel Jones get away. So obviously, you're not looking for a veteran quarterback in the meeting room. You want JJ McCarthy to get his team. If Aaron Rodgers is there, he's not going to lead that team to success. JJ McCarthy won't. It's going to stun his growth. Pops to the Vikings for right, at least as of right now, sticking to their guns. They don't need an Aaron Rodgers. Who you flopping, son? Who's your flop?
Flop's gonna go to St. John's, man. You
Mine too, man. We were thinking the same, son.
You say you let us down, man. We thought you was gonna make it happen.
At least to the Sweet 16,
right? Because they were actually looked pretty good. I was like, we felt pretty confident about it. I'm like, okay, they actually look well coached. They played hard, played good defense.
Yeah,
they had some scores, but yeah, that was my flop.
Yeah, that's my flop as well. So I won't belabor it. Who you propping?
Pop's actually going to go to the Cincinnati Bengals, which we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, man, spending that money, getting them signed, but also, like you were saying, hopefully you got a little bit more coupons left because you need to build on that defense unless you're going to strictly do it by draft. Because, yeah, having Trey on that other side, that's your superstar on the defensive side, because you were averaging about 35 points a game, but you was losing by 38. So
you put a lot of money on one side of the building. You're going to put some money on that other side.
That defense can get stops. That wins you championships. That offense, you score, but you're going to need some defensive stops to ultimately win you the game, stop other teams. But I think that was a good motion for them to get out there cheap ways and actually sign some good players. But yeah, that was my props to them.
All right, so my props is going to go to the Rose in the Unrivaled League for taking home the first championship trophy. Also to the MVP of the league, Nafisa Collier, also one of the owners. Props to Unrivaled. We promise next season we'll talk about you a little bit more, but you got to help us out a little bit as well. Pub up your league.
You got to do the due diligence.
You got to do your due diligence. Catch our attention.
Right. There you go. Like,
get our attention.
Put it on our radar.
Exactly. Like, well on the radar. All right, son. It's time for our favorite time of the show.
Oh, yeah.
When we get to tell someone to sit your ass down. Man, sit your ass down. Please. And thank you.
Thank you.
Who you telling, son?
Drake, sit your ass down, man. Just go ahead, take your L's, all the suing. That honestly, that made it even worse. If you just would have took the loss, it wouldn't even been as bad, because people have lost in rap battles before.
Right.
You've won rap battles against Meek Mill and some other artists. Like, it's just part of the game. It's part of the nature. You don't win every one, and it would have taken less than the blow, but it just shows a level of desperation and a level of, what's the other word? Pathetic. Yeah.
Damn.
It's almost pathetic. It's just like you were a willing participant in this fight, and then you want to go call the cops. Like, like you just try to get somebody in trouble. You're the one who's helped fueling it.
You go run and tell the principal.
You go. You
got beat up,
and you was the main reason that it kept going. So yeah, man, Drake, sit your ass down. The suing, the the defamation of character, suing your own record label. It's just pathetic, man. It's just desperate move just to save face, and then it just doesn't look good.
Like you said, it makes you look weaker in the process.
It makes you almost look even weaker.
Drake, and the thing D for me too is every time it pops up or comes up, it reminds me of how good that song was.
Man, of how good it was.
When you start forgetting about it, all this pops back up. It's like, damn, he really did get you,
bro. You
do need a hug.
Yeah, give me a hug.
Give me a hug. I miss you.
Drake, sit your ass
down, Drake. I'm with you, D. Mine is also a rapper, Kanye West. I don't know if you saw this. He had several rants, but the one where he started calling Jay-Z and Beyonce's two twins, two innocent children, the R word, retarded. I'm only repeating it in this sense because they be like, well, what was he talking about? The R word. Why would you call these two little innocent twins? They've never done anything to you. You can sit there and you just call them retarded. Have you ever seen them out together? Do you see Jay-Z and Beyonce with them? Basically like they're hiding them and there's something wrong. But if there is something wrong with them, that's nothing to make fun of.
Right.
And I guess that was my whole point. What are you doing? Your career, your path, you're stooping that low? Man, just focus on making some more good music if you still can. You can take those ugly ass shoes off the market. Those Yeezys are horrible looking.
Trash.
I don't even see why people bought those. That's what he should be worried about. Try to get some of your sponsorship back that you lost. These rants aren't helping you at all. But man, if anything, leave the kids out of it.
Yeah,
don't go to that level. Don't stoop to that level. And sit your ass down. Sit your ass down.
Yeah.
All right, son, man. We chopped it up.
We chopping it up.
Covered quite a bit today.
Yeah, we did.
Covered quite a bit. It was another fast-moving, fast-paced show.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, we thank you all for listening to the Me and D
Pops and Son
podcast.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. D. Tell him.
But until next time.
Mm-hmm.
I'ma holla. We gonna holla at you. Check out that Outside the NBA coming soon.
Outside the NBA coming soon to you.